Greetings. Patrick here, IFC MidKnights, and we are back for our once a month a meeting of the minds. Today what are we talking about today, Mary? Are we talking about Maniac 2?
No. We're talking about The Harvest, 2013.
As you can see, we are running with Mary and Ben, the master of odd kaiju, master of Team Gaigan. We're gonna have fun tonight. All right, can you guys hear me all right?
Okay. And it has Michael Shannon. What is that? Shannon?
Michael Shannon.
And Samantha Morton.
Mm-hmm.
And she's from The Walking Dead.
She was an 80s staple. She was like I want to say she was Christian Slater's love interest. I could be wrong. I thought she was Christian Slater's love interest in Turn Up the Noise.
Pump Up the Volume?
Pump Up the Volume, yeah. Or was that Samantha Mathis?
I don't think it was her. What's her name again? I'm going to search.
Samantha Morton?
Samantha Morton.
Because I don't really remember seeing her in anything except for The Walking Dead.
Right, me too.
Of course, we know Michael Shannon. That guy's been in just about everything.
He's been in a lot, yeah.
He is a mainstay. He is a mainstay actor, A-lister. He's been on. He's General Zod from Superman.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Kneel before Zod. And he was also in Boardwalk Empire.
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
With Jerry O'Connell.
Yep. So, that guy, he's just been in just Take Shelter, which I wish was the IFC film because I would have been covering that because that's a fantastic film that he did. I do believe that was the first time I ever discovered him. Was that movie Take Shelter along with Jessica Chastain actually.
By the way, Samantha Morton, not in Pump Up the Volume, but she did play Agatha in Minority Report, another bald character for her.
Oh, right.
Not. So it was Samantha Mathis then that was from Pump Up the Volume. Okay, I knew it was one of those. You know, those Samanthas all look alike. Samantha.
She's got like a big filmography, but I really haven't seen many of the things she's been in.
Hi everybody. Hi V. Hi Kevin's in the house. And Katie's in the house as well. Glad to see you guys are here. So we were talking. This movie came out in 2013.
Yes.
And I misspelled Shannon. Oh, I just saw that now. Wow, that's embarrassing. I misspelled Michael Shannon's name. I hope he doesn't come back and get me. Yeah. Well, what you picked this movie, Mary? What led you to pick this one? I'm curious.
I liked the trailer. I liked the teenager, mid-age actors, like 14 years old. It's good to have some teenagers in the movies. There's not too many roles for them out there right now.
Now, yeah, I mean, I can see that. What was your first impression, Ben?
My first impression watching the film, I was like, did I actually select the right movie? Because like the tone is feels kind of like, honestly, the way it was shot and edited, there was moments where it felt like it was a made-for-TV thing. Like,
commercial break. Where's the commercial break?
And I was like, is this the thing I'm supposed to be watching? That was my first impression.
Actually, they're making the commercial breaks for Tubi.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that was actually my first impression too. While I was watching this movie, this is like rated PG, maybe PG-13, and it did have a feel of a made-for-TV movie. For the subject matter, I mean, you think, holy shit, this could be just like, it's gonna be gripping and gory and suspenseful and everything, and then it turns out to be a really excellent drama, which is something you don't really expect to see when you tune into an IFC MidKnight film.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if this was actually branded IFC Midnight or not.
I have a feeling it wasn't. I think this was
Yeah, I think it was just IFC.
IFC film. I think this was IFC. Well, just fine. Which is fine. I mean, it's still excellent. Still way better than
Got
the
the
other.
IFC library.
Yeah, it's still better than what the other guys are putting out. Without mentioning names.
You mean the ones that won Oscars?
Yeah, you mean those the Academy Award winners? You mean?
I mean the ones that had to buy their awards? Okay, yeah. Okay, I guess I am.
You mean the ones that are universally accepted as amazing filmmakers? Is that the ones you're talking about?
I don't think they're all that. I mean, like I said, you have money. I guess they have more money. Come on, and seriously,
take some money.
Are you really gonna say that Jamie Lee Curtis really deserves her Oscar? I don't know.
I never saw the movie.
You know what? I'm thinking the votes were tampered with, and we both know somebody who likes to frame and tamper with things, don't we, Ben?
Do we? Who? Geigen?
I was thinking more like Quilted.
Oh, Quilted, yeah. No, but see, like there's nothing French fry related about the Oscars, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I don't know. I just felt like I just really liked this movie a lot, though. I really liked the choice, Mary. I thought it was really it's definitely
a tame
different.
one. It's a tame one.
Yeah, but it's still
the blood, and then we go to the tame one.
Yeah, but that's all right though, because it basically shows the diversity, the versatility that it is IFC. I mean, they put out a lot of different movies. It isn't just all gore, because like last month was really intense with Maniac, and then we're going to come back and do the Harvest, talk about the Harvest, and there's and I just like the contrast. I like how the different views that you guys, the different choices that you guys made. I thought it was such interesting contrast.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more gorier than it was. Like it starts off with the baseball game, and the kid gets hit right square in the chest with the ball, and that with like that football player that got hit. It just reminds you of that. Like all that.
Oh, right. The Buffalo player. Yes, you're right. Hey, Charles Cochran mentioned. He says it's tame but twisted. That's really a good way of putting it. That's probably exactly right. Yeah, I mean, for the hardcore horror fans that are normally expecting a lot of gore and suspense and big music and everything else. Yeah, you're not necessarily going to get that in this movie. But the plot of itself is terrifying. It's just really, it's terrifying.
Can you imagine? Jesus.
Yeah. And the fact that both well, we're gonna let you lead off, Mary. I don't want to jump in front of ourselves, but we're gonna let Mary Wilson here, our lady knight. She is gonna walk us through, because nobody wants to hear me talk all night. That's for damn Skippy. So we're gonna let Mary walk us through and ask the questions. If you have questions in the chat, let us know, and we'll do our best to answer them as well.
Yeah, I don't have my chat on because I'm trying to keep all the Wi-Fi to the stream. Because last time I kept going in and out.
Yep. We will cover you.
Cool. If you have to, then they flash to the kid at his house, his toys. He's got toys everywhere, and he's laying in bed, and he's just looking outside, like wanting to be outside. Poor little guy.
Yeah, the first scene.
And his legs aren't working, and he just looks so sad in his bed. But he's trying to scare the crows off his corn. But then he drops his phone, and his mom calls and can't get a hold of him. She's freaking out, not knowing what's going on at the house.
I thought the corn was a good metaphor for him. It was planted, it was growing up, and then it was dying right in front of his window.
Right.
I thought it was a pretty subtle way of showing that, letting you know what about that. Like, okay, there was once life, but it's slowly disappearing. What about you, Ben? What was your first impression?
Of the kiddo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
premise.
mean, at this point, I'm still going like, I was still wondering if I had the right movie, because it was, it just, yeah, the tone was not dark or anything.
No.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, we start out, we just don't know what. First, we see him, and we, you know, realize he has a very contained life, and his mom is like a doctor and overprotective. About like all we know at this point,
Super protective. Yeah. Awful.
or so we think, at this point. But yeah, I mean, I was just sort of like patient. I saw that the cast was the correct cast, so I figured I had the right movie, and I was just patiently waiting for the plot to unfold.
Right. But what is it? Then she's I think he has a problem with his lungs because she's giving him like a.
He was like vaping him up, man.
Vaporizer or nebulizer for his lungs. But then it like flashes over to where the Richard is, the husband. That's the Michael Shannon character.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with a nurse or somebody that's getting him the medicine for his kid. Keeps him alive, I guess.
That was there was a lot of weird relationships in this film that didn't actually make too much sense to me. And him and her, like at first we meet them, right? And so we don't really know anything about it. But we see that she is giving him some kind of medication that she's not supposed to be giving him because she's like, destroy the bottom so it can be traced back to me.
Right.
But we don't know anything about them. You know what I mean?
Well, we know that the mom was a surgeon. When the first boy from the first scene is wheeled in, he's crashing, and then she saves his life.
Yeah.
She's a skilled surgeon. She's very good at her job, and we see that. They establish that. That's she's a top notch in her field. She saves lives, and so when.
To be fair, you could be a shitty surgeon and still save lives.
Well, I don't think so. I thought she was pretty. She's pretty good. I mean, she's able to. I do think she was tightly wound, though. That's for sure. I mean, every day or every month or every year, you definitely could see the pressure on her. Definitely was weighing down. I mean, they've been doing her planning for years, and that pressure is shown on in the movie. It starts affecting people in different ways.
And then they flash back and forth a lot, because then they flashed over to now they're the older couple pulling up to the house, and Marianne's the little girl's passed out in the back seat, and they're trying to get her awake, and Peter Fonda is one of the grandparents, far out.
Totally. That's what like when I was like, okay, he's really playing up to character here.
Yeah, far out,
like
Grandpa.
Far out, man.
Man,
Captain
I can't
America,
believe you're my
baby.
grandchild. I have to carry you, man.
Drugged in the gas tank, man.
That's right, Captain America.
You're gonna pull your back out, man.
Jump on the back, Jack.
And you find out that they have lost I think it's their son, right?
Yeah.
And the daughter-in-law, I'm guessing in a car crash. It's a twofer. Sad twofer. And they're saying, we got you a computer. You make new friends in no time, and she doesn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be difficult to lose your parents and then also lose all of your friends simultaneously. You know what I mean?
And being a teenager.
Yeah.
A new teenager.
They didn't really establish their ages.
13-ish.
Yeah, I guess somewhere like middle school, maybe.
Yeah, he still has the toys, but it doesn't look like he's like playing with them. He's more the gamer.
Yeah, it says they're like collectibles, but you also don't know, like, I mean, he could have he never leaves, so he doesn't have the same like social norms that kids like. He could have been like a college student at that point, just like never grown up because he, who knows.
Right. And then they flash again over to the boy, and then the chocolate milk and good for your bones or whatnot. And she's just pissed off, like, what took you so long? He's like, I had to get the medicine. You know, you want this medicine. And she says, take it easy. Don't pound him with this stuff because it's in adult dosages, and you're gonna have some side effects that could hurt him or kill him. Don't want to do that.
No. You don't want to have a bad harvest.
But she's kind of like saying, like, fuck you, I'm going to do an aggressive treatment plan, and I don't really give a fuck what you say, right?
Right, I'm a doctor here. You don't know shit. She don't know nothing. She's just Sandra, the blonde. Yeah, and watch how much you give them. Yep, she gets all pissed off. That's for when you first see her pissy side, I guess.
Yeah.
It comes out early though, and it stays there the whole time. Like, this is one of those films where I'm watching a character that they just make like pretty despicable the whole time, and it's like, Jesus, dude, we get it. She's fucking unlikable. Fuck.
I think what it was like they, the thing is, we didn't see this from the beginning. This has been going on for years. They've been harvesting that body. They've been keeping, they've been growing the organs have been growing, and they've been doing it, piece by piece. So it's been a long time. And I think during that time frame, we see, she's staying really, diligent and militant, whereas he has attack of conscience. He's just, mentally, he's worn out. He doesn't know how to get out of it. I mean, his wife is so domineering that he doesn't realize, nor does he know how to get to that point where, that he needs to stand up and do the right thing and sit there and say, yeah, well, we sort of messed up here. Let's try to end this now, and get, but he just.
She really goes. Woo.
Yeah, she's definitely the dominant character in this film.
Goes a little loony. Yeah, and then he goes to the bathroom by himself. He gets in his wheelchair, and that's when she's bitching at him, and he hits his head on the sink, and she's giving him stitches. And I don't know, you could feel like the coldness a little bit then when she's giving the stitches too, a little bit. Put him in kind of.
Felt like the coldness was pretty out from the very beginning and steady throughout the film. You know what I mean?
When she nebulized him, she was petting his head and kissed his forehead. She was being nice then, but then it was like downhill. Just really creepy. And he wanted to play some baseball with Dad, and she's like, you can't now, you got stitches. So another controlling time for the poor kid. But
you see
with him being sick, I guess they didn't want him going out and about. Because he was already being nebulized. Let's go outside in the cold. And then flash over to Marianne's house. She's getting bored and wants to check out the neighborhood. And she looks out through the woods and across the creek and finds Andy's house. And just peeks in their windows.
Yeah, kind of little forward.
Yeah, like, how you guys doing? Yeah. I had a little kids are though, because I had a little kid come to my house when they just moved in, and he just walked in the house and he said, hi, I hear you have kids. You came to the right house, but next time knock, buddy.
I guess like this was another relationship where I was like, it doesn't actually really feel like it makes too much sense. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I mean, I don't have kids or anything, but I was a kid. I know that I wouldn't be like, hey man, what's up? Let me just jump through your fucking window and shit, homie.
Why not? Yeah. Sure. I don't know. No. We go out, we'd sneak out the window.
Yeah, but not like the first time you see someone just hanging out in their bed in their fucking pajamas.
Yeah, let's go hang out in a boys' bedroom with the door shut. No, that's trouble. She found the step ladder and gets up in there. But I think she runs off though, because she thinks he's like a zombie. I don't know I don't think they really get into meeting each other right then, but she comes back. No.
Right.
And then it flashes over to Richard getting some more medicine. God, they're really pounding the kid with this medicine now.
Well, they have to. They have to keep, because they're basically they're basically doing transplants every time, so they have to throw in all their anti-rejection medicines, and that's gonna be that'll be all pretty much the whole life, more likely or not.
Yeah, but we don't know any of that right now.
No.
We don't know what kind of the medicine is. We don't know why he has to seek it in means that are like not legit. We just don't know anything. We don't know.
He's got a port, and she's putting the medicine in there. So he's been on it for a while, for sure. Poor kid.
Did you see when you saw that port? Did you? I mean, yeah, I thought. Yeah, me too.
Nightmares.
I mean, doesn't it make you, when you see something like that? Doesn't it weird you out now?
Sometimes, yeah. That gives me some
trepidation.
Flashbacks. Back in Nam and I had cancer.
Yeah, Vietnam flashback. Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay though. I'm here.
That's right.
Yeah, so she does come back, and she like jumps through his window and tells him, nice toys, and he said they're collector's items, but she said you would have been better if you kept them in the boxes. You know that, Ben.
I mean, I'm not really a box collector, dude, but yeah, I do have some stuff in boxes that I don't have places for.
Well, in Florida, you don't want to hold on to too many cardboard boxes. You get critters, cucarachas.
We don't have that. We don't have the same critters here, I don't think.
Yeah, Florida's nothing but. And he says, come on in, and she says she's Mary Ann, and she's about ready to go to school, and he would love to go to school. He said, I would like to go. She says he's lucky, but he doesn't feel so lucky.
No.
At least they get to play some Xbox, some baseball. And then Catherine comes home and finds them in the room together. She's such a joy.
Well, I mean, and then we see her reaction to it.
Right.
Her reaction to it was, like alarm.
She said, how did you get in here? And she said, through the window. Like, she gives her the eyeballs, like, you can leave now. You can get out of my house. And she leaves. And she's super pissed.
Do you think she was more scared of the fact that she could get busted, or do you think that she was more scared because, because again, here he is, he's really weak, and here comes a stranger.
Right, you get outside people coming in, he could get
he could get sick, and
right,
and it's sort of like that.
We don't know that she's done anything illegal at this point, so there's no reason to believe.
But on her reaction, though, I mean, you go back and look at her reaction. At first on surface, they're going like, man, she's way overreacting to this, But then after you start, after you see the onion start getting peeled back, then her actions start becoming less, less dynamic and more motherhood. I mean, the more this movie got into it, the bad part, of her personality, it doesn't excuse her behavior, but it allows you to understand it a little bit more.
I mean, she was, it doesn't really change your, like, from the beginning, she's like a pretty annoying person, like not a great person. And then by the end of the film, she's also not a great person. She's even worse.
Yeah.
So.
She kind of got worse.
Yeah. Yeah, she just definitely, even in the very beginning, with her first interaction with Marianne, you can see that the strings were frayed, and starting to come unwound in her, her personality, because every year the person, what they're doing is the pressure was building and building, and it was just causing her to, stress out more and more.
I don't think she was overly stressed out about it, to be honest with you. Like, I think she was like that before her kid. I mean, you have to be pretty fucked up to kidnap a kid from a hospital, to harvest their shit for your kid. And I think like was already in her from the beginning, you know what I mean? Since she had the kid, I think she's been like fucked up from the get go.
Mm.
And then having, people will say like you'll do crazy shit for your kids and stuff, but a lot of people aren't gonna go do shit that morally bankrupt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not normals.
Not normal.
Yeah, normally you don't harvest the children. Well, then she's homeschooling them too. So, of course, he doesn't go to school. But he's happy because he hears the school bus go by and he knows Marianne's having her first day. But she tries to always draw his attention away from talking about her, of course. And she comes by again and knocks on the door, and it's like, is he here? And she's like, of course he is. He's here. And she says he went over there, and I think Richard's there. That's right, Richard's there, and he lets her in. And he's pretending that he's sleeping when he come into the room. He zombie scares him up. He's a good kid, though.
Yeah, I really liked his spirit. I thought he was considering everything he had been to at that point in time. That he was so gentle and so, but he was well mannered and kind and whatnot. I mean, you think that you've been stuck pretty much in your chair, your bed for the whole life. You think that he'd be bitter and angry and striking out, but you really didn't see that.
I think I think he would really not really be like that unless he started out having a normal. He doesn't really know what he's missing, to be honest. He's not happy about it, but like I think by the time he's already established that like his mom is controlling his fucking, it's better to just go with the flow of whatever she's saying, right? Like, and he doesn't know exactly what he's missing. He knows he wishes that he had like a bigger existence, but I don't think I think he's a little too young to be jaded by his situation, because he doesn't have the perspective that you would have if you were, in that situation.
It works for his advantage too in this situation, because it allows him to be able to communicate with Marianne, without being jaded or bitter, and his gentleness is draws Marianne into helping him, which I think where if he would have been bitter or jaded or what have you, I don't necessarily see Marianne being quite as accommodating.
Let's see here, and then she's like, "What do you do all day in your room?" He's like, "I watch my corn grow." That's fun.
Good times.
Yay!
Good times.
We play Xbox, and then Dad comes and brings some snacks for him, and he's like, let's wrap it up. I think he's trying to get her out of there before Catherine comes home, but he didn't get so lucky. See, then she was like, we should build a scarecrow. Let's see whether I missed something here. Let's see. Oh, she's looking for some clothes. She went to school. She left and went to school and came back and was bringing some clothes over for a scarecrow. And that's when she says, like, of course he's here and stuff. And she tells her, goodbye, Marianne. Leave. But she still goes over and messes with the boy at the window. Fills the wheelbarrow up and gets some get some leaves, make a scarecrow for it so he doesn't have to tap on the window all day. He's worried about it. And then Catherine comes in and slams the window and shuts the curtains and getting crazy.
Yeah. I do think that's probably the first time you actually see her as being unstable, and frightened and scared.
Yeah, because she came all the way outside where Marianne was.
Mm-hmm.
Like stared her down.
I was actually surprised by that too, because to me, you would think that at least in the beginning of this, you would think that she would actually be a little bit more kinder, a little bit more, like a doctor, and and to sit there, and instead of coming off so hard, you think Catherine would have, took her aside and explained to her, like, hey, you got to be careful when you come in here. When we're here, you can only come when we're here. You got to wear a mask. Be a doctor.
Right.
Because at Marianne's at her age, she's impressionable. If a doctor comes up there and talks to her and says, "Listen," she's Baptist. She's more apt to listen to what the doctor says. But her demeanor coming off so utterly like bitch-like, it only spurs Marianne, like, okay, that's really weird. I mean, even at 13 years old, that's sort of unusual behavior, to be barked at so hard. It's like, okay, I'm just seeing your son. Why are you coming at me like a Gadira? It's like, holy shit, what did I do? It's like you got 3 different personalities all coming at her at once.
I mean,
I think she showed up at the grandparents' house too, all crazy. Right after that, didn't she? She was like, well, I'm glad she's going to a psychiatrist. Like, she really needs it. She's just looking for a friend, chick.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Looking for a friend, man.
Yeah.
Take it easy there, Catherine.
Chill out.
He was kind of like the most likable character in the film.
Yeah. Chill. You know where he went in the garage and did. Yeah. Yeah, and she's like really angry, but she's seriously only angry. She's angry because her husband's screwing that blonde, and she knows it. So she's like taking it out on anybody she can.
I got the feeling like he wasn't screwing her until he screwed her in the film.
Right, that's the third time or whatever, third visit with her. Because he had total guilt.
Oh yeah. He collapsed like a house of cards.
Yeah. At least he's truthful.
Yeah. But I think he also might have just done it to, like, I don't know, maybe he's just like, doesn't really know what the fuck to do with the situation. So he's like, well, look, I did this, maybe you want to divorce me or something. Let's
deal with a real problem like this instead of making up one and starting going wacko.
I thought he did it, honestly. I thought he did it as a way to get out. Like, I think he was expecting his wife to blow up and tell him to get the hell out of the house. And I think that's what he was looking for.
He was hoping she said, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
Finally, I'm off the hook.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, and I don't think he was expecting that his wife coming over there going like, "I forgive you. Don't go. Just stay with." It's like, oh shit. It's like, I don't think that's really what he wanted.
I mean, did anyone else think that him fucking her was kind of weird though? Because he's just so like I'm sure he's got an amazing personality or whatever, but from our perspective, he's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's just like pure vanilla, and even he wasn't affectionate with her or anything. Just like it just
no, you get the one hand tap on the back hug. Yeah, that's. Mm-hmm. She's the only one that felt that sexual tension.
But for all we know, they could have been like partners before or something. He got married.
Yeah. They were definitely familiar with each other. Like, and then it says like Andy he's trying to walk. He's trying to get his legs going. As Richard said, if you move your legs around, the better you'll feel. Get your nerves going. I know all about that right now. That's what I'm dealing with.
You still got neuropathy?
Well, I have neuropathy in my feet, but I'm having cording, which is it's like a shape of a tendon, and it's a huge bunch of nerves stuck all together, and that's fun. So you get like electric zaps, and you can't extend your arm out all the way.
Good times.
Good times.
That wacky cancer, I tell you, just a card.
Yeah. Ain't got nothing. We got that covered. Oh, I get my last shot next Monday. I get my last shot.
Good.
Whatever the hell that's for. I don't like it. It gives me a shot in the stomach every single one. And I gotta drive all the way to Tampa.
Just for that.
And back. So it's like an hour there, an hour back. And you're there for like 15 minutes tops getting a shot. Like, what the frig? But I'm here. It's worth the drive.
You wondered about that too. They did a lot of things they do Thursday season for his organs. But I think that they I don't know. I think what happened was the mom saw him as the donor, and that's all she saw him as, a donor.
Yeah, after a while, she starts kind of like not treating him very sweetly anymore. It's getting close. That's probably why. She's trying to desensitize, trying to not feel the love that she has for him.
I didn't think she had any love for him, to be honest with you. He was very detached.
I definitely think Michael Shannon did, though.
Michael Shannon, they established that he quit his job to stay home and take care of him.
Yeah.
And so he's been the caretaker this whole time, ever since they've had him. And he's not quite as psychotic as his wife, you know what I mean? He's like the type of guy who's just like, I'll do whatever for my kids, and he's just sort of like going along with the flow, whereas I feel like she's like, hey, I'm just going to take this fucking kid from the hospital and we'll just, whatever.
We do that all the time.
We'll grow them and pluck them.
Yeah.
It's sort of I don't know if they established what he did though before he quit his job. But
I think he was a nurse. Because he knows how to draw blood, and he knows how to clean up the wounds, and he's like a finisher.
Fix broken fingers.
Yeah, he can do that. We all could do that.
Yeah,
and then she was like, he wanted to walk for his girlfriend, and that's when the mom like strapped his legs down real hard. Like, no, you're not. So that was like, damn, bitch. You can't, cut right into that poor little bugger's.
Straight up, damn, bitch.
She came off as a very like Nurse Ratchety type of character to me.
Yeah.
Like completely like a control freak, like unlikable. It's got to be my way, or I'm gonna, very spiteful and fucked up in that way.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good comparison, Ben.
Yeah, and then they show the father. He's looking through a photo album and he's drinking, and you seen him holding a baby. But he brings in the blanket for the boy too, right? That's in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is it? Then she says that the liver is failing on. They got to do it soon. So the toxins are building up.
Well, yeah, that's why when they do the surgery on that, you notice right away that Michael Shannon's character, because I don't remember they actually saying that, but you wonder that, but he definitely right. I mean, he definitely felt he knew his way around their little OR that they had built down under.
Yeah, and who made that? He must have some carpentry skills too, like build the walls and buy all that equipment.
I mean, it could have been like something that was converted from a sex dungeon before they owned it, and they're just like, let's put it in an operating room. Yeah.
I don't know if the wife even knew what sex was.
He changed it from the shelter over to this, right?
Take shelter to take shelter to take the operating room.
Yeah, he turned that into it.
Yeah, it just it was you're sort of again you see Catherine's skills on display. I mean she's very confident what she's doing. I mean there's no hesitation at all there's no secondary, like, should I be doing this? Or there's absolutely zero
They
like that. It's just,
they leave him home alone a lot too. I noticed. And so I'm looking over. I'm like, yeah, at least a couple times I think he was left alone, maybe. But she always calls the house phone. I wonder why. She always calls ahead of time. Who's she trying to catch?
mm-hmm.
Give him a heads up that she's coming home. But the Marianne ran home and got her dad's gloves because she knows he likes baseball, and the father, he couldn't play because of the stitches, and the mom and the dad are going to be gone again. So she comes over and drags him outside and play catch. He's never played before, the poor guy. But he's doing all right. She's teaching him. Says he throws like a girl and stuff like that. But come on. It's his first time. Says he's uptight.
I think he would have been fitted on the Reds pretty well. He could have played for the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then the phone rings and then mom's coming. So they're booking to get back to the house before she gets there.
Yeah.
Because they know she will freak out.
Right.
And it drags him in. She gets him in the house finally, but she can't get out. She's got to hide out, I think, right? Isn't this when she's hiding out?
That's when she goes down, yeah.
Yeah, and the basement door or something's cracked, so she ducks in there. But she knows something's not right because the phone's hung up. The cordless phone's hung up, so Catherine knows something's up. But Marianne, she goes downstairs and she sees a light. She goes into the room. She sees a little boy with all this stuff hooked up. Like, holy shit, what is going down? Why is this little boy down here?
Right there, you would have thought if the movie was gonna go from low key, made for TV drama
to high tension
horror, that would have been it. But it didn't. It just stayed true to itself. And I appreciated that myself. I was glad that they were, they didn't go like all of a sudden, you're a third of the way through the movie, all of a sudden now we're going to turn around and just put it on its head. It's like, I think you've already established a pretty good story already, with some really good acting. I don't think you need to go ahead and jack it up with gore and jump scares and shit like that. So I thought they played it right.
Well, the whole idea of they harvest this kid's organs is enough. It's just crazy.
They could have played it over the top. They could have played it like, all of a sudden the mom, Catherine comes in and
chase him with a knife or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if I can't,
stab you in the leg as you're sneaking out that window.
Maybe we'll take your liver, instead. It's like
have it with some
fava beans. We can take your liver instead. They could have went that route too, but they didn't. They just said, they played it, like I said, they played it straight.
I mean, I think honestly, like this movie felt like if you're watching it, the volume was at about 5, and you don't need to crank it all the way up to 10. But I think they could have done a nice 7, cranked it up a few notches, and it would have served the film better.
Get a little tension in that time, right, Nan?
Yeah, I mean, it felt a little. It was. I liked the story. I feel like the screenplay had more potential than was realized, personally.
And she knocked the IV cord out of the kid's arm, and it's like bleeding all over. I don't know how the hell she did that. She got like, what's your name? He's got a tube in his throat or an air pipe. He's not gonna chit chat.
Yeah.
That poor little guy.
I mean, like, even if he was just sleeping, like, hey, wake up, you fucker.
Hey, you in the hospital bed? What are you doing down here? I need to know.
Yeah. Why are you down
your windows and go out windows.
Why are you down here, boy strapped in the bed?
Yeah, then she let's see, she gets out the window, don't she? She sneaks out the window.
Well, she has to hide because after the cord comes out, right, that sets off an alarm or whatever, and the
Oh
The mom
yeah.
goes down there, so she goes into like the out of the operating room area and into like this office area, and that's when she sees the X-rays of two different people.
That's right. The names are up there. We got Jason Kolmanek and Andy. I don't know. I missed Andy's last name, but it's okay. Like it's like what's going on? Why do they have these X-rays? Who have I been talking to? Yeah, she gets out the basement. Then, like you said, she had to find the X-rays first. Yeah, no one. Who put the phone on charge? That's what she's asking Andy. Like what? Yeah. Like, what was going on? Like she starts yanking him around and shit.
Yeah, she's rough.
That's what you do with a poor kid that can't walk.
Yeah. She's definitely starting to unravel faster now.
Took his controller, which that's all he really has, is his games. Is this I guess he had no cell phone then, huh?
No
cell phone movie at all.
Right. Said she's freaking out and calling him a liar, and then he's on the ground and she shut his finger in the door, right?
Yeah.
And he pees himself. She's a real piece of work. We're all making sacrifices here.
It's worth saying that when she's sort of abusing the kid, the father is the voice of reason, right? He comes in and he's like, you can't treat him like that, you know?
Yeah,
just take a breath, like get out of here, you know, and then he deals with the aftermath. It's worth mentioning, I think.
Right. And he makes some cocoa and marshmallows because that's what fixes broken fingers.
Yeah.
That's the treatment plan.
Yeah. Break a finger, get cocoa and marshmallows.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good right now. Coffee sounds.
I peed my pants earlier, and I was waiting for Quilted to bring me some fucking hot cocoa, and I was like, "What the shit, man? Would I just pee myself for nothing?"
You got no cocoa for that?
I don't know.
You put the marshmallows in the pee.
Well, wait a minute. Well, what did you give the boys last night for dinner?
Pizza.
Okay, all right. Chocolate and cocoa as well.
It was I got like just pepperoni Detroit style pizza.
All right.
And a piece of pound cake that was not very good, but did cost like $8. And I was like, oh,
damn.
I don't know.
That sucks.
How much something sucks until you order it.
Yeah, and you pay $8 for it, and then you're like, oh, this is gonna be the best.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot better.
Yeah, I had that with coconut shrimp before, and we had these fried green beans. They were really good, usually, but they were raw. Like, I don't understand how it's deep fried on the outside and the green beans are raw and not cooked on the inside. It made us sick. Like, nope, not gonna eat that again.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, and she's over at her house because remember the grandparents gave Marianne a nice computer. At least they gave her that.
Mm-hmm. And now she busts out her inner Nancy Drew.
Yep. And then she finds out that he was a baby. Jason Kermernick or whatever is a kidnapped baby from the hospital. But then the next day, I guess, they're going over. Catherine and Richard are going over. Like, they gotta do the surgery really soon because the kid's failing downstairs. His liver, I guess. I don't know if she's giving them both the medications. Andy and
I think they're both. She's given the same medicines. I think they were anti-rejection meds.
Okay, because she was really going through the medicine. That might be why, because there was two of them getting it done.
That's a lot of medicine for transplants. I mean, if you think about transplant patients, they carry almost, if not more, drugs than we carried.
And then was he gonna go? I guess go and get some more medicine again, or go see Sandra for a little rendezvous. And she finds the baseball that they dropped when she was dragging his ass in. The baseball rolled out. Shit! It must have been under the car when Richard left.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Mom finds it because moms find everything. You can hide it. We are going to find it.
Where'd you get this? Where'd you learn how to do this? I learned it from you, okay?
I learned it from you, okay?
But that wasn't her reaction wasn't to go talk to him. She like basically just like
she said batter up and tossed it into the TV.
Yeah. I mean, after like shelving all of his shit, right? All the stuff he cares about, and then destroying his corn, and then
yeah, that was really cruel that she did that. She went up there and hacked up all his corn. You know, she was you sort of just you just wonder what caused her to go to turn so hostile. You know,
well, because it's getting closer. Like I said, she's trying to push herself away from him more and more, and she's projecting her anger onto the kid because she's really pissed at Richard for screwing Sandra.
Yeah,
because she keeps calling him a cheater. He's a liar and a cheater. No, he's just a kid who likes a kid. So he's not really a liar cheater, but maybe Richard's a liar and a cheater.
Maybe.
I didn't get the feeling like she was ever a good person. That's just me personally. Like, I don't think like this shit was getting to her. I think she's always just been a huge bitch, and the way she treated him was a side effect of that. Personally, I mean, based on the fact that she kidnapped a kid from the fucking hospital, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Yeah, Marianne says she's crazy. Maybe we should she also was saying that she wanted to name the scarecrow Catherine because she's a crazy bitch too. I remember that. What should we name her?
Catherine.
Yep, this is when he's getting jiggy with it with Sandra. I don't know if he's picking up medicine or he's just, trying to feel some sort of love instead of bitch.
Yeah, he was more there just to he wasn't there for anything other than just to have sex. I mean, she's just down there talking to him on the bed, still naked pretty much, and he just can't wait to get out of there. And
yeah, he's totally guilty.
Oh yeah, he
knows shit's gonna hit the fan once he gets home.
Oh yeah, his ass was whipped.
And that's when he gets home, and she's losing her shit, and she's painting.
Yeah,
the baseball people on the wall.
And then that was really she was just going at it. She was like trying to cover up all that, and he comes in there, and it's like, for a second there, you start thinking about it like, okay, now he's now he's going to be furious. He's going to sit there and say, "What the hell are you doing?" But he keeps
he
his
just
head
says
down.
Screw it and puts it out there, and that's when he says like I did Sandra.
Yeah. While you're painting the walls here, I was painting Sandra over there.
Some paint swatching going on.
Yeah. Sure Williams, baby.
But they I guess that night they start prepping for surgery. They're getting ready. They're removing part of his liver and giving it to their boy.
Right.
And he assists. Like he's pretty good at the assistant part, so that's what I was thinking. Maybe he did some nursing.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not sure if he meant for this to happen, or if it's just, just the way the casting worked out or what have you. But the one thing I noticed about Michael Shannon's character was, holy crow, did he looked like he was in that character. He was really skinny and scrawny looking.
Yeah, drawn out.
Yes. You noticed that too. I mean, he looked. I mean, he was standing there, with the paint, and all I could think of was, damn, he's rail thin. It's like he's just, he's. I was just wondering, like, man, is that part of his, is that what he did for the role, or what?
Because I think he was always that thin. He was always, he just got maybe a little thinner. Maybe he was busy. He had a few more movies he made and just kind of wiped himself out.
He didn't look like Zod to there, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you know how those superhero movies are. Everyone gets yoked for those bitches, dude.
Yeah.
On the roids
I think he would have a hard time listening to yoke, much less being yoked.
Yes, and then like he's upstairs resting, right? They just did the surgery, and she's trying to get his attention and flashing flashlights on him, and she catches Shannon there. He finds his wife watching a video on heart transplant. Because the liver, you can take a piece and you can keep going. The heart, that's it.
And you're going to need a lot more people to transplant a heart than just 2 people. You couldn't you couldn't do that surgery with just 2 people. You just
they stop the heart. They have to keep it going somehow, the other heart.
Yeah.
And take the other one out and somehow keep the blood flowing while there's a lot of machinery involved.
Yeah, that's why they never would have made it. He would have died on the table.
She plans on killing him for his heart. And then Marianne pretends to go to school, but she takes off the next day and runs over, and she's they're telling him that his appendix burst, which we know that's not true.
Yeah.
And she can't. She gets in there, but she hides in the closet because Richard's still running around giving him painkillers. And then, isn't that when Mom comes in and like drills the window shut or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah, she comes in there and drills the window shut. He goes, "What are you doing?" And she just goes ahead and does it and stomps out of there.
That's because she sees. Well, first off, what's her face? Marianne came in. She's inside, hiding in the closet, right? And she sees that the door on the office is open. She looks out and sees the ladder going up to his thing, and she's like, "Fuck this shit." That's why she screwed it shut, right?
Right. When did he? Oh yeah, that's when he brought him in a blanket, and that's when he sneaks downstairs with his blanket.
Yeah.
And finds the little boy down there.
Because he didn't really know. He didn't know what to believe, right? And then she left the article underneath his pillow.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty ballsy, considering the mom's just gonna find that shit.
Everything. She finds everything. It's like, why did you stop having kids after me? Like, she wouldn't answer any of his questions like that. Like,
that's kind of a weird fucking question to ask your mom, to be honest with you. Like,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's obvious I'm sick, and that would be an obvious question. But yeah, you're trying to figure out who this dude is. I don't care about that part.
I mean, do you think any only child has ever, I mean, I'm sure it's probably happened, but like, how often do you think an only child's like, "Hey, how come you didn't fuck more and have more kids after me?" You know, like, it's a weird thing to ask your mom, you know?
Yeah, mine didn't. Mine didn't want a brother. And she got an older brother and a stepbrother and sister, so she didn't care. She already had brother and sister. She didn't ask for extras. And I wasn't giving them. One and done. No, thank you. Yeah, you found the boy. Why did you lie? And why, like, he's dying.
Yeah, he's dying.
Yep. Is he my brother? And they're like, no. It's messed up. Yeah, and then he takes like the IVs out, and the mom comes running down. That's when he's asking her the questions. Yeah, it's just crazy. You would have thought they would have clubbed him then and took everything they wanted, because he knows you can't let him get out.
But he doesn't. He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know who he is, right?
Right.
He thinks that's some kid that they kidnapped.
You're gonna give him his heart. That's terrible, though. Marianne comes to get Andy out.
He also doesn't know that they're planning on doing a heart transplant.
Right.
You know?
That's when Richard's like, "Are you, like I saw the video you're watching? Is that what you plan on doing? Is taking his heart?" He's like, "Yeah, pretty much." Like she's super cold. I think Marianne comes and he's like, I'm not Andy. I'm Jason." They said that that's their son. I'm not their son. So I'm the boy that was kidnapped.
Yeah, that's what we find. That's the big twist in the movie. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. He's going into cardiac arrest. The little boy. They're using the paddles on him. And they said, "Go." She said, "Go bring him down here now. Go get that boy." And Marianne's trying to open the window and she can't get him out. And he says, "I'm sorry." Richard comes in and she thinks he's trying to give him a shot to knock him out. And
before he comes up, he expresses that he didn't want him to die, right? He's like,
right.
I don't want to go through with this, you know. He's a fucking kid, you know, like
he's human.
He's clearly grown attached to him and has you know, more than second thoughts about harvesting his organs for their vegetable of a kid, right?
Right. And then so he like gives him an adrenaline shot.
Yeah.
And Richard breaks the window out so that he can send him.
Now, this is where I'm like, this shit doesn't make that much sense, because he could have just as easily said, "Go out the front door. I'm going to carry the wheelchair down for you."
Yeah, let me help you out.
Why are you going to just break the window and be like, "Go take her out the fucking window," the hardest way you can fucking think to do it, when you could just go down the hall
and she could hear the glass breaking. Like, yeah, why didn't you just go out the front?
It's weird. It's the wrong choice.
Dramatic.
It didn't feel super
authentic,
true to life. Yeah, authentic.
And she gets a wheelbarrow and wheels him out in the woods. Richard says our son's been dead for a long time. Like it's over, because she's freaking out. She comes up like, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go?" And Marianne's got him, and then she sticks him in the neck with something.
Yeah.
Gives him a shot of something. I guess she brought, like, why would you bring another shot? He had one shot.
We also don't, like, when he's going upstairs, he doesn't know that Marianne's trying to get him out yet, right?
Yeah, so how the hell did he know to
He's
get
just
adrenaline?
like, I just always carry the syringe of epinephrine with me.
All day.
Just in case I need to fucking like just shoot up this kid with adrenaline and break out the window. So
that's how I roll.
Yeah.
And as she's chasing after him, the kids, Richard's setting everything up. He's pouring alcohol over the room and unplugging the kid.
Yeah.
Kissing him goodbye and stuff. And
he
lights it up.
Whatever she stuck him with is affecting him, because he's
getting a little
woozy here.
Getting woozy here.
Getting a little woozy here.
Everything's on fire, and she's like bitching at the kids, like, "Oh, you went across the water. You come back. Yeah, sure. We'll get right on that, lady. We'll come back over to where you are." No.
Yeah.
But she's like gets the alarms, because when he unplugs the kid, it does the buzzing on her phone, and that tells her like shit's going down at the house. So she sees the place is all on fire and smoky, and she's trying to get them out, but it's not happening. Everything collapses down on Catherine, Richard, and little Andy. Poor little Andy.
Yeah. Little crispy.
Little poor little Andy, and then they flash forward.
It was a very tender scene, though. I mean, I could see the dad. The dad knew, he knew he was not going to be long for this world. And I thought it was a very, I don't know, you think about that kind of ending. but it seemed right. You know, it was like it sort of had a Saint Maud feel for it at the end. You know, the last minute, you know, like revelation, and then oh, I'm going to put everything on a fire, and then I was like, okay, that might be a good idea, but you know, like, are you sure are you sure that you're going to be dead before the fires come get you?
Well,
Otherwise,
at
you're going to
least he had the shot at him that kind of like
yeah, at least
chilled him
give them
out.
yeah, at least yeah, at least give them a you know give them a sleepy so they won't feel it.
Well, I
He
mean,
took some of Peter Fonda's stash.
I
Man.
think the Saint Maud though, the thing is that she's delusional. Like she thinks she's like getting transported to heaven. I feel like in his case, he's like just trying to. He knows that the house of cards is fucked from the get go, and he wants to bring it down. He doesn't have a lot of time until he goes unconscious, and he knows that he feels like his kid is alive, but has been dead for many years at this point, and having so he just wants a resolution. I think he's just like, we got to end this. It's just wrong, and
Yeah.
so that's what I think he did. I think he was not. He was thinking we just got to like burn this thing to the fucking ground.
Yeah, I think he was thinking that when he was looking at the photo album and drinking. He was thinking about his boy then. And the shit that he's putting. I mean, the kid may be knocked out, but you know, maybe he can feel some stuff. But
I mean, at that point, like the the donor kid has been more of a son to him than his biological son, right?
Right. Because I don't know. It looks like it's been a while since maybe he was a baby from the pictures.
And Kevin's come out with a pro tip about being in a fire. If you're ever going to get burned to death, if it ever looks like you get burned to death, hang your head low and inhale deeply. So smoke inhalation will kill you before the fire ever touches you. So yeah, that's
even
true.
Even bigger pro tip: if you're going to get burned to death, make a deal with some dream demons so that you can continue to exist in the nightmares of children. Slowly harvest their souls over a series of films.
either that, even before that, try to get your ass on a spaceship and get hit with some cosmic rays. So, like when the fire comes, when the smoke comes, you can say "flame on" and control your own destiny.
Maybe like Nightbreed, come back in your dreams.
I
was thinking Freddy Krueger, but
I was thinking Johnny Storm, but okay.
Nightbreed, pretty good. I just watched it last week. That was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a classic.
That's a blast. Yeah.
So they flash forward to the Little League game, and Marianne is up to bat, and she's batting, and she hits one out, and Jason's out in the field and catches the ball in the outfield. And then
I like
man.
I like
Peter Fonda's last words in the movie. Far out.
Far out, man.
Far out.
I like this movie. I did. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's not your normal IFC MidKnight offering for sure. Definitely a lot more calmer. It was an IFC MidKnight film, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, but you know what? IFC MidKnight they have done movies like that before. There was a movie that I watched that we haven't talked about yet, but it's called Our House, and it has a very much the same sort of vibe as this movie here. Maybe it's just a little bit more tensiony because it's a supernatural element to it, but it's a very good movie, and it's very well paced, and it's not really what I would call, what most horror fans would call scary.
It's suspenseful. Had some suspense in there.
I definitely think that this movie had its moments as far as the suspense goes, and just the plot itself about harvesting organs from another kid to try to save your own. I think there's a lot of disturbing elements to that. I think it was very effective and well done.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be scarier, but it's okay. I was pleasantly surprised. I could actually, like I said, watch it with my husband because he does not like horror. So you know how he loves all the pictures that I draw. Oh well, I enjoy
Yeah, I did
movies
too.
and drawing them and all that stuff. So
Well, I thought this was a really good movie for you to pick
I
out. And
I
I like.
I recommend it to people with family. The family night of the Harvesting of Oregon movie.
Yeah, the title's a little bit. It does say that it does have that sense to it, right? Like
The Children of the Corn or something.
something like
You
that.
got the
There's
corn.
another
You don't know
movie they
what's
did
gonna
on.
come out of the corn, but that's nothing. That's just
There was another movie that IFC Midnight did, which I think is a little bit more suspenseful and a little bit more jarring, per se, if you like the old-fashioned horror and gore, and that's the Harvest of the Elizabeth Harvest.
I have that one. I haven't watched it yet. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my, yay! We'll have to check it out. I have to find it. I've been going through my movies and what a mess.
Let's see. And Kevin's saying, don't you have to kill a bunch of kids before the dream demons will even be open for negotiations? And Ben goes, I think that might be accurate. I'll have to do some more research. I tell you what, I'll ask Freddy. I'll ask Freddy Krueger's mama on Wednesday when she comes and does 8 questions with. So
Right.
we'll ask Freddy's mom.
See if you can see her.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see her.
We have a question for you, Amanda. So, like, how many kids? Mythbusters.
I drew Wendy from The Shining. She's scared.
Let's see it again.
You see it? It's hard to get it in the camera.
Well, she looks overweight there.
Yeah, maybe it's later on, Wendy.
Shelley Duvall. She was such a perfect olive oil. I was like,
yeah, she was.
Oh my God, you could not have. Man, I mean, I would feel sorry for her. She tried to take a shower. I'm afraid she slipped down into the drain. So skinny.
She is super skinny. But I think she's back in business. She's doing another scary movie with Felicia Rose, I think.
She looks like, I don't want to be mean, and maybe I am being mean or whatever, but holy crow, she sort of looks like a walking horror movie though.
She had probably some mental problems.
She looked really rough.
She probably had a rough life after it. Because you didn't see her after The Shining too much.
No.
That was about it.
She did the Fairy Tale Theater for Showtime. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. She did the show there. She produced it and directed it too.
Nice.
So this movie probably will be able to get on Amazon or eBay. So if you guys want to care about watching it, it is free on Tubi. So I guess we want to go around and ask everybody what they would rank this movie from 1 to 10.
1 to 10. 6.5-ish. I mean, I probably do that with all of them. It's probably 6.5 because I'm in the middle, but I'm a little above. Well, it didn't suck.
No, I would actually put this about 6.5.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I thought it had some problems. I feel like there was a little bit of wasted potential. I feel like it could have been better executed, but I liked the general storyline. So I'd put it probably 6.5 too, which is for me pretty low, considering like most of the other ones we've rated have been much higher. They should have sewn everyone's mouth to other people's assholes, basically. I don't know
if they only had done that.
That's a gross harvest.
Yeah, gross harvest. That centipede harvest.
Yeah.
And damn that corn, it just keeps staying the same.
Yeah. From beginning to end, all the way through.
Well, the good thing is like I get next month, and then we'll have it turn it over to Ben again. Um, so next month, though, we are definitely stepping into true horror, as we will be talking about Swallow. Finally, gonna do this. We're finally gonna watch and review Swallow. This stars the lovely Haley Bennett. She would have got an Oscar for this over Frances McDormand for sure.
Oh, he's in it.
Haley Bennett.
I will say, if anyone's going to watch this for the first time, I don't think it's really straight. I would not classify this as straight horror, to be honest with you.
What, this movie here?
Yeah.
No, I don't either. I saw this more as a drama, Ben.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
And like no, we're talking about your movie.
Oh,
my
no,
movie.
I was talking about Swallow.
I don't know. I see, watching somebody open up and eating a tack. Not my idea of normal. That's not my idea of drama.
I mean,
that's something that would be like that would freak me the hell out.
I mean, I would still, I maintain if you're watching this stream, I would not classify that movie as now something straight back to horror. It's I would say that there's body horror elements about it, but execution was a lot less horror movie-esque to me personally.
Definitely, it definitely deserves a watch, though. Definitely, I do think it's going to be. I definitely think it's going to be disturbing and on you know. I think where it gets us horror at is the fact that something like this does happen in real time. You know, PICT is a real condition, and people actually doing this. This is like, to me,
pica or something like.
Pica, yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Like.
I had a friend that liked to eat newspaper.
Oh man!
And it turned his teeth black. All the
really?
Stuff in the newspaper. Yeah, he's a little kid. He just eat newspaper. Like, oh my god.
Was he responsible for all the shitty news then after?
That's it. Some good stuff. What's the date on your Swallow movie?
That we will be back for Swallow. And that will be April 30th. April 30th.
Okay.
So we can definitely tell Ben's been watching a medical movie because Ben says he concurs.
Wholeheartedly.
But Swallow is not horror. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know. I'm sort of creeped out. It sort of creeps me out in a fascinating way. I just want to see. I just want to see how they handle this. You know, sitting there just like, what are you gonna have for dinner, honey? Oh, I got a handful of marbles.
Oh, wait, Patrick, have you not seen Swallow yet?
No, I have not watched. I saved it. I knew we were gonna be watching it sooner than later on here. I wanted to save it to talk about.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like, this is not a judgment of the film if it's good or bad, but it does not feel like a horror movie when you watch it. Just
Sure, yeah, I know it plays out more like a drama. I've read that. Like, you know, I know it's going to be much like this movie here, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
No, I didn't say it was a condemnation, but I wouldn't say straight back to horror. You know, like with.
Well, do you think it's a lot more scarier than the movie today?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do not.
He does not.
I think it's a better film though than the one we watched today. Not that this one was necessarily terrible or anything, but I think Swallow is a better film.
You know, this one was more calmer, more like Lifetime.
Yeah, it had a weird
for movie type commercial break movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
But yet again, a solid movie. Definitely worth picking up for your collection if you are so inclined to do so. Definitely.
I want to check out Backcountry.
Backcountry is a good one.
Is that a good one? I want to watch that one. Yeah.
It's like Jaws with bears.
Yes. Well, I just watched Cocaine Bear, so now I'm getting all the bear movies.
Cocaine Bear is a fun one, yeah.
Well, we're watching in about 40 minutes. We're going to be watching the Midnight Society. We're going to be talking about Grizzly from 1976.
Old
The
school.
original Cocaine Bear. Oh yeah, that's right, boys and girls.
Who's in that? Who's in the?
Christopher George.
Oh,
Yeah, Christopher George, Andrew Prine, Richard Jacob.
you know who I was thinking it was? I was thinking Night of the Grizzly or something with
Oh, that was
Clint Walker.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
From General Ben. Was Clint Walker General Ben or Flipper?
No, he was Cheyenne.
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 Right, and they spun that off to Sugarfoot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Christopher George. Yep.
Christopher George, Richard Jaco, and I think LQ Jones is in there as well.
Joan McHale.
Joan McCall. She was in Simon & Simon, and Richard Prime. So we'll be talking about that in about 35 minutes or so. But that's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad movie. It's not a stinker. So if you rent it or check it out on Tubi or wherever you do, it's not going to disappoint.
Okay. Real quick before we pull the plug on this, let's find out what Mary Wilson's doing on her channel this week.
I just did the old Shining, the Wendy getting busted through her door. That's my fingers. I've been having problems with arthritis, so I haven't been drawing as much. I used to pump them out like one a day, but now I'm going like a couple a week, maybe one a week. Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah.
So I can draw a little more. But tomorrow's my 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
I saw Mark of Horror it was his a couple days ago too.
Yeah.
30, I think.
33rd.
33rd. Woo!
The big double trace.
And then we're gonna take a trip up to Delaware and go to his sister's wedding and spend some time with the grandkids. Down on the farm.
Down on the farm.
Yeah. And on a dairy farm we're going to.
Ben, what are you and the boys up to this week?
I got to do a bunch of metal fabrication at work. And then it's supposed to rain like fuck, so I'm gonna probably stay home and do some singing. I do need to make like some YouTube videos because I got like all this cool shit. Look at this Terrifier media book.
Oh, neat.
Look at this Film Arena.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Flip.
I think Terrifier 2 should have won some Oscars.
Oh my God. I love that.
Don't you already have a copy of that?
I've got I think I have probably 12 copies or so. Of it.
But it doesn't have the snowy cover.
It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice set from Film Arena. You know,
wow.
Limited to 1,000. This is 784 of 1,000. But I've got all this.
That's just 1,000. That's just 1,000 until they get sold out. Then they're going to come up with another 1,000.
Film Arena doesn't do that.
That's my favorite movie. I love The Thing.
It's a good one.
And Aliens.
Aliens or Alien?
Well, both, but I like 2 for some reason better. But I do remember fond memories of 1 because my father worked in a motel and he would put in Alien for us to watch on the way back in the 70s, these huge cassette tapes. And he'd play it in the rooms where we were staying while he was working there. It was pretty neat.
A lot of people prefer Alien 2. I'm an Alien 1 dude, but I like them both. Obviously.
Yeah, I like Alien 1 too.
I like the characters in 2. Some crazy characters.
Game over, dude.
Yeah, it's a dry heat.
Last week of Women in Horror Month on the channel. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be talking to a podcasting duo. Jamie and Summer, also known as Dolls of Horror, will be here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And then on the 28th, we have special effects artist Jamie Apple will be here. She'll be doing all the effects for the new film Cocaine Bear, or Crack Coon. I'm sorry, Crack Coon. And then
Raccoon.
Crack Coon. Yeah.
Watch out.
We got Meth Gator and Crack Coon. All right.
We have Cocaine Shark too out there, I think.
Yeah, we have Ouija Shark.
Ouija Shark.
That's right.
Shark.
Brett Kelly will be making an appearance in April, by the way. Brett Kelly. We will be interviewing Donald Farmer. He was the director of Shark Exorcist, and so he's going to be coming on to the show. We're going to be talking all things Shark Exorcist, and Brett Kelly will be co-hosting that night. It'll be our first time to seeing Brett Kelly come in and co-hosting. So excited about that.
The April 7th one, I seen you got the guy from Roadhouse.
That's right. Marshall R. Teague will be with us. He played Jimmy on Roadhouse, and he'll be here hanging out with me and Hobbs Horror for the interview on Friday. That's right. All things 80s, right? So we have some fun. We have some fun things coming up on 8 Questions With. So we hope that you guys will stay out. Will stay with us. We got Creators Month coming up in May. That'll be fun. But yeah, that's it for me. All right.
Thank you.
Want to lead us on out of here, Mary?
Thank you very much for showing up there, Ben. Thanks. Thanks for having me, Patrick. It was fun. It was a good movie.
It was. Yeah. They're all good.
I wasn't offended by any rapes.
Yeah. This
is easy for me. Thanks.
Yep, that's right. We'll see you next month. For those who are keeping track, we'll see you next month. I will be having the banner out for Swallow. That should be coming out this week. So come by my channel and hit the notify me button, and so you won't forget that we're doing Swallow next month. All right, boys and girls. I will be back at 8 o'clock with the professor. We will be doing the Midnight Society. We'll be covering Grizzly from 1976. You two guys stay there for 1 second into the chat. We'll say goodnight, and we'll see you in about 30. Peace.
Peace.